Hey footy fans, the round 17 recap, let's get into it. The Tigers beating the Swans on Thursday night to open up the round, 88-75 the final scores. Obviously, most likely Buddy Franklin's last game at the MCG with all the build-up, etc. And the player who really shined the most for me and wrapped up Buddy and kind of spoiled the occasion was Tyler Young. I thought he was fantastic down back. He wrapped up Buddy a few times. The Tigers, they've definitely kept their finals hopes alive. Vlosten up front, I thought that was such a gutsy and courageous move by the Tigers coach. I just thought that to see a coach have that much faith in his team and to make those changes. Nick Vlostone up front, I thought he did a good job, and Shai Bolton also had a great game, so a great game by the Tigs overall. Toby Nankervis, yes, a good game, but unfortunately he'll miss a few weeks after a bump on Lloyd. It was off the ball, didn't look good, and straight away I think he knew he was in a bit of trouble. And then he played probably one of the best halves of his career, that's for sure. On Friday, the Dogs took on the Pies, a valiant effort by those Bulldogs. They gave it their all, but in saying that, they did give the Pies a sniff in that third quarter, and that's when they lost a bit of control. The Pies got out to a bit of a lead, and they pretty much wrapped it up. The Dogs lose 77-89, so they did make it close at times, and they started off really well, but that third quarter really gave the Pies, I guess, that time to really string out to a nice lead and hold on in the end. Huge congratulations to Scott Pendlebury, who surpassed Robert Harvey on the all-time disposals leaderboard. Pendles, he got 9,657. Gee, what an achievement by Scott Pendlebury. And obviously he finished the game with a few more. So right now it stands at 9,665 career disposals. It's just a great achievement. It shows his loyalty, it shows his experience, and it shows that he is one of the greatest legends in our game of football who is still currently playing, that's for sure. The Lions beat the Eagles on Saturday 116-35. It was very expected, especially seeing as the Lions had it at the Gabba. Too good at home, the Brisbane Lions, everyone chipped in for them and they got a good win. The Giants beat the Hawks 85-72. The Hawks, they blew a few golden opportunities at times. Will Day in front of goal, they just couldn't get him in front of the two middle sticks, and just to see them butcher a few chances like that, it wasn't good whatsoever, and the Giants get the job done. The Saints took on the D's, the Saints losing 58-79. The D's, they desperately needed this win, but still, they're not as dominant as they used to be, and I know they're without Bailey Fritsch, but gee, it's just not the same at times. But you've got to remember, folks, they are missing Clayton Oliver, as I mentioned, Fritsch, and a couple of others here and there, but still, I expected him a bit stronger. I wanted to say well done to Christian Petrarca. Last round, I should say, he had 4 behinds and no goals. In this game against the Saints, he kicks 4 goals. So just mentally as a player, I thought that was fantastic and a fantastic response by him. For the Saints, gee, those injuries, they just keep piling up. Max King with a shoulder injury, he's out for the rest of the season. Billings picked up an injury. Seb Ross picked up an injury. It is not going well for Ross Lyon and his team. They're dropping like flies at times. Wishing all players all the best with their recovery. Port Adelaide beat the Suns 106-73. Look, you have to say, the Suns, they were actually in front a few times, especially in that first half, but then it did get out of hand. Port Adelaide kicked 9 goals in one of the quarters, and the Suns only kicked 1, and that's when Port really charged home and were the more dominant team, and they deserved it more. Just quickly on the Suns, Stuart Dew has been sacked, so all the best with the next chapter for Stuart Dew. Look, it was a bit sudden, and I think it was... I just didn't think it was fair, to be honest, and I know they're struggling as a team. Look, would I have seen him for the rest of the season? I'm not sure. I know they're not getting the results, but For the Gold Coast Suns to say last week, yes, Dewey Dewey's fine, the contract will be at the end of this year and next year, and then to just serve up this, I just thought it was a bit unfair and a bit of a dog move, to be honest, but it is what it is, and look, they're likely looking for a coach like Damien Hardwick to maybe reignite this club and this team, and maybe a bit of premiership success or final success. You never know, so that'll be confirmed hopefully in the next few weeks, you would think so. On Sunday, the Cats beat the Roos 125-63. Cooper Harvey, a goal on debut, so that was a nice highlight for me, seeing Cooper score that goal. Just to see the video earlier in the week, Brent Harvey's dad telling him that he was going to debut. I thought that was so special. And to see Cooper, when his dad used to play, he would be in the club rooms or on the ground, etc., or in the warm-ups. It's just great to see those generations, those family generations, build up our game of football. On the other hand, Cats a solid win at home, and I think that was expected for many. Essendon took on the Crows, and the Bombers getting the job done, 115-97. The Crows, well, they let it get out of hand, and I know they made it close nearing the end of the game in that fourth quarter, but you really need to be switched on from the start, and the fact is they weren't. The Bombers were the team who really sparked this game and got off early and to a flying start, and they finished it off well. To end our round, we had Fremantle taking on the Blues up in Western Australia at Optus Stadium. I thought this was going to be a good game, a close game, but not to be. Freo losing 45-98. Well, that anchor certainly sunk their ship. All Blues from the start. And to see Fremantle, it was really poor in my opinion. You're at home, you've got a chance. You're a chance to beat the Blues, because I'd say both teams have been quite even throughout the season, and Freo weren't in it whatsoever. Folks, it's time for Isaac's GMP of the round. My goal of the round. Now, there were 2 goal of the year contenders in this round. One for Baker from the Tigers, which I thought, that was nice. But that was to start the round. And then, on that Saturday night, we saw something fantastic. Connor Rozee, out of nowhere, the tightest of angles, dribbles it to perfection. The double high five for the fan in the crowd. He'll remember that for a lifetime, that's for sure. It was just so smart. And the timing, it was precise. And it was just magical to watch, because you don't really see players pull off that. He arched the back, he put it on the boot, and that dribbled straight home for Connor Rozee. It was a great highlight for this game in what was a good win for the Power. Their winning streak just continues, and it feels like it won't stop, that's for sure. My mark of the round goes to the defender in Stephen May, the Demon. Just a great grab on Zane Cordy, a huge launch, and when he was in the air, he landed hard on his back, but he kept all eyes for the football. He was juggling it for a second, but then he brought it down and straight back up to his feet and moving on with the play. That's what we love to see. A ripper grab and just a ripper defender overall. My player of the round goes to Stephen Canelio from the Giants. Well, he's a Giant and he had a giant game, that's for sure. 3 goals, 30 disposals, 4 tackles, 8 marks, 4 clearances. He also had 6 inside 50s, 548 metres gained, and 10 score involvements. Such a leader for this team, such a great player, and we definitely saw that in this game. Not only his ability to get the ball and create those plays, but to really help them out on the scoreboard with those 3 goals. Round 18 starts on Thursday night. Well, it's the horse of 300th, so hopefully maybe the Swans can get up at home and beat the Dogs. It's at the SCG, but I am tipping the Dogs in this one. I'm going to play it a bit safe. I just think their efforts against the Pies I was really impressed with for most of that game last round, so I'm tipping them by 17 points to get a nice win on the road. Gotta love footy. Like that recap and you want to see more of my content, remember to hit that thumbs up, like, comment, and hit that red button down there that says subscribe. Much appreciated. For more content, follow me on my Facebook page and also my Instagram page.